Hey everybody, back with another video. I'm got the bert in the lineup and it is looking good, working great, no worries, but I still can't save high scores. And so I haven't even looked at it. I put the battery mod on. I'll link to maybe my series of videos that I did to get this back up and running over there, but it's not saving high scores, and I have a battery, a 3.6 volt battery on the system, and I don't know why it's not saving high scores. I'll just walk around here a little bit. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, look at all that shit. That's all some stuff that I'm working on. But Defender, man, yeah, cool stuff. Okay, great. I don't know. I might cut that out. But let me go see, because I don't know if it even has the RAM chips. And John, it's kind of loud. John's Arcade, actually, I remember him posting and mentioning something. The godfather of all arcade YouTube videos, I would say. But what a pain in the ass bert high score save was. And I want to see if I can get it fixed in this video. So hopefully it'll be real quick. Let's pull this thing out and even see if the SRAM is in place. Actually, let me test the SRAM with the test switch real quick. Okay, so I have the memory test there. Let's see here. I'm going to try to press it underneath the... Let's see. RAM 0, RAM 1, RAM 2, RAM 3, and E7. And I don't know if that is actually includes the 2 SRAM that are required for high score save. I'm not sure, but maybe it does. We'll find out. That does look like that includes the RAM that has the V battery there, right there. If you can see that. That's RAM 0, C5, C6, C7, C8, and then C9, 10, C10, 11 are empty, I believe, in a bert. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 61 16s. And these are the ones that have the VBatt. So I think we need to kind of look at this circuit. One of the things was mentioned is maybe increasing some of these capacitors to a higher level. I just don't know why. The first thing I want to check is to see if I turn this game off, is there actually voltage at the VCC of C5? And then the other thing is potentially checking whether B6 is good or not, I guess. Interesting. Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of. Oh, and looking at the capacitors, it's been referenced that some of these capacitors, they increase the capacitance. Like maybe C27 goes from 100 microfarad to like 1,000 or 470 or something like that. I'll have to do some more research. But I need to check and make sure we're actually getting voltage to these SRAM right here. So I went ahead and pulled the board and put it on the bench here to show you guys a few things. I don't know what I'm doing here. I might have screwed this up, but just to measure the voltage, if you can see here, of the battery. And if you watched my previous video, I had, no, that you can't even see that. Why is that so terrible with the glare? Alright, you can see that. 0.7 volts. Like, this battery's completely drained. And I noticed a couple things. One is, I'm looking at the type of chips that are in C5 and C6, and I have a 6116 LP, low power, I think is what that stands for, in one of the battery RAM circuits, and then I have a MS-128, and then I have another 6116 LP. So I don't know if that MSM2128 is actually low power retaining the memory, and it could be draining this battery right there. The other thing is I went to mess with this diode here, I think at D2, and it broke. I don't know, hopefully you guys can see that. So I got to replace that diode. I was just like bending it and it completely snapped. So it might have been messed up to begin with. And that's supposed to be blocking, what is that supposed to do? That's supposed to allow 5 volts to come through to the battery circuit while it's powered on. And this diode I put in is supposed to block it from going back to this. And I don't know if it is. It should be blocking it. I put in a switching diode. I did order some diodes, some Schottky diodes to replace that, but right now it's a switching diode and it should block the voltage, but I don't know. Did we screw it up by trying to charge this battery and just lucky that we didn't blow it up? No idea. So I'm going to desolder this battery. I'm going to replace this diode here. And I think swap these memory chips. And then the last thing is there's been reports of making this at C27, increasing this to 470 or even 1,000 microfarad caps, because this cap is kind of is on that battery VBatt line. Let me actually just show you the circuit one more time. Let me see if I can. It's kind of difficult to show. Right there is the VBatt circuit right there. So D2 is completely jacked up. It's broken, which is a problem. C27 is, by default, it's supposed to be 100 microfarads, but people update that to like 470 or 1,000. We removed our 40 so the battery doesn't get charged. So the battery shouldn't get charged, actually. So I don't think that was our problem. So either we were just draining the battery because we had the wrong kind of chips in, or something else. I don't know. Alright, so I don't know where I was at, but I replaced the battery, and I replaced that diode, and I'm pretty sure I'm using some switching diodes, like 1N444/8s, and honestly, it should be fine, but I don't know. I've let it rest for a little bit, and I still got a good 3.6 volts on this. I also replaced my two SRAM there, so that the low-powered ones are actually in position C5 and C6. Now, Bill from, I think, Billtronics or something, recommended replacing, I think this is C27, with a 1,000 microfarad 25-volt cap, which I do have. It's a lot bigger, though, as you can see there. Or this is a 25-volt cap, but this is a 16-volt 1,000 microfarads, which should be fine, and it's a radial cap, so that might be a little bit better idea. And he also said that you might want to replace the C25 with a 1,000 microfarad cap, but on my board, C25 is actually swapped with, let's see, if R43. These two are supposed to be reversed, and I don't know, it's just so weird. Like, I think there was maybe they did that from the factory. I have no idea. Interesting. So this is on the reset circuit here. And then also one thing to be worried about is, let me see where it's at. B6 right here, which is a 74 HC138, which, you know, obviously I think is CMOS. And that is powered by the battery as well. So the battery circuit comes up here, somewhere around this spot right here, and then probably, yeah, right there. and then probably jumps over here, and it gets tied to the voltage on both of those chips. So anyway, I'm going to try to put it in the system and just make sure that I'm not seeing any hot 5-volt voltage on this battery and screwing it up. Hopefully I'm not. Otherwise I'm going to burn out a battery, I guess. I just hook up my power supply here to one of those capacitors, put 5 volts to the board, and make sure that I'm not reading 5 volts on that battery, and I'm not. As you can see, they're 3.6 volts, so the diodes are working. The other thing is I get to see how many amps it's pulling. So it's pulling about 1.58 amps at 4.8 volts. Actually, let me see. I kind of almost don't trust this power supply too much. 1.6 amps. So that should be okay. Hopefully I didn't screw anything up. Let's put it in the game. So I have it in the game, and I put up a high score, JA jack, basically. 112,000. We'll go ahead and power off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, 9, 3, 5. We'll power it on. We'll wait through the attract mode probably. Takes a little while. Bert. These bulbs, by the way, are not 555s. They're a different bulb, but they're 5 volt bulbs. I tested it, it works. I mean, it's the right voltage. And the bulbs worked. I cleaned them and cleaned the sockets as well. Come on, Bert, die. There it is. Saving high score is perfectly fine. Now, I'm still waiting on some Schottky diodes. I ordered some, and I haven't powered this on with all the other games. I'll link to, does John have a video? Where's my finger at? I'll link to that right there. I think John Jacobson, he had a bunch of issues, and he ended up putting a line conditioner on the Bert because the high scores would get corrupted when powering on the Bert with a whole bunch of other games. So I'm going to keep the video going in the sense that I'm going to try to see if I can get it to lose high scores, and then we can troubleshoot some further. Alright, so I have the Bert plugged in. Does that even look right? I think it does, yeah. Alright, hopefully this comes out okay. I have the Bert plugged in, as you can hear, and I have it powered, connected to a whole bunch of games. I usually have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's about 5 games on the same, switch, I guess, or outlet and stuff. So I'm going to show you that here in a second. I'm just going to turn number 2 off. Alright, that turned off my arcade sign as well as all the games you see here in this row. If I turn it on, alright, and we'll see if it saves scores. It'll take a second here. I might have to clean my camera lens. I don't know what's going on there. It's like it looks blurry or something. But if this looks bad, I'll clean out the camera lens. Oh, there we go. Okay. So there's my high score. It's still saved. And I have a few other high scores. Look at those bad words there. So that, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like, I cannot reproduce the behavior of Bert losing high scores. But I did get some parts from DigiKey, and I'm going to do a couple things. So I'm going to pull the game out. I'm going to replace those switching diodes with Schottky diodes. We'll do a quick measurement to show the difference. Classic arcade repair is what tipped me off to this a little bit. But we'll go back to the bench here in a second. I'm at the back of the cabinet because another thing I ordered from DigiKey is a replacement LED for the power supply. So I'm also going to disconnect that. I haven't taken the time to actually replace headers or anything like that. I really should. As you can see there, I still have that hack job on the filter board, but you know what? I also have caps to replace on the soundboard. I'm sure they're fine though. but I might want to do a cap kit. I'm not sure on the soundboard. Anyway, I'm going to pull the power board. We're going to replace that super bright ass LED over there, and we're going to replace the 2 diodes right here that I have 1N4448s in there right now. But before we do that, we're going to measure some voltage and stuff. All right, let's see if I can do this with one hand. I think I should be able to. Have the board on the bench. Measure our voltage here at the battery. Oh my gosh, there we go. 3.6 volts, right? Let me see if I can make this better. How's that? There we go. 3.6 volts, right, on the battery. Come to the other side of my switching diode, which is just a standard, 1N4448. We got a voltage drop about 2.2 volts. And then if I come to pin 24 of the CMOS SRAM, got about 3.4. Come on now. 3.4, right? So because I have the 3.6 volt battery versus a normal coin cell 3 volt battery, like, we're getting plenty of voltage even with these diodes. But I did get some Schottky diodes. I ordered some parts here. Where did I get these from? DigiKey. Got some parts for in case I ever have to rebuild the Q*bert again. I don't know why, but I got them anyway. Not that. There we go. 1N5817 which is a Schottky diode. Gosh, why is that? There we go. Bam. All right. And what else did I get? Oh, my LEDs. My LEDs for my power supply. LED red clear MV5752. I want to see if this actually fixes our brightness issue there. And I mistakenly ordered two types of the Schottkys, the 5817s. This is a 5817 TP, whatever. I didn't need that. But I'm going to replace both of these diodes with a Schottky diode. It doesn't really matter. It's just, better at the voltage drop. It's going to behave the same way, block voltage from coming back one way and allow it going the other way. But the Schottkys are more efficient or something like that, of the forward bias, I guess, or something like that. All right, let me do that off camera and I'll be right back. Oh, okay. It seems like the process of me replacing these diodes actually drained the battery a little bit. I don't know, it's reading 3.5 versus 3.6, 3.57. It was at 3.6 before, right? I'm just looking at the battery there. But the Schottky is definitely better. I mean, look, the voltage drop across the diode is almost nothing. I mean, we went from 3.5, what? There we go. 3.57 to 3.54. So almost nothing. And if I come over here to the chip, let's see if I can get it on there. 3.54. So yeah, I mean, Schottky diode's definitely the way to go. But again, I think because I'm using a 3.6 volt battery versus a 3, and it also has better spike of amps. Like, I think it's like 60 microamps versus like of peak. Like in a pulse method, it will actually provide a little bit more amperage than a normal coin cell battery, which is around 20, I think, micro or milliamps. I think it might be milliamps, not microamps. But anyway, it's definitely a little bit more powerful of a battery, in addition to being a higher voltage. So anyway, let's put it back in the game. I just did that because I wanted to, and I wanted to show what the voltage difference was. But Classic Arcade and other people on the Claw forums have known about using Schottky diodes instead of regular diodes whenever you're doing a battery mod. It's just that in my mind, it's like, it had a 3.6 volt battery to begin with. Why not put a 3.6 volt battery back on it? Especially one that can last 10 years and is very stable, and which is, does it say what kind of battery this is? I'll link to it. It's like something, it's lithium something, I don't know. It's a different kind of lithium battery, and it's not alkaline or anything like that, but it is liquid, so I guess it could leak in theory, but I mean, it's good for 10 years, and I'm sure it'll be fine. So there you go. All right, I have it powered back on now. Obviously, because I did, you know, replace the diodes, and the diodes weren't in circuit, I probably lost my high scores at this point. But the LED, I mean, it's newer, so it is a little bit brighter, especially when you come straight at it. But from an angle, you know, it looks a lot brighter on the camera. But I think to the naked eye, from the angle, it's dim. But straight on, it's freaking bright as hell. But it's exactly the model that they called for. So I think it is a little bit less bright than the other ones, and I really do need to replace the connectors and repin out the power and stuff like that. But that's going to be, I'm not going to do a video on that. I'm just going to knock it out one day. All right, that's it. No, I'm going to come back. Let's set a new high score together. All right, what's interesting is it does look like it corrupted the high scores, but my high score is still there. So maybe the RAM held for as long as it took me to connect the diode back over, or something like that. That's kind of crazy, huh? But anyway, let's play real quick. Set a new high score. See if I can get above 23,000 or something. I've learned a little bit about the game since then. Uh-oh. Oh, God, Jesus. What? I didn't learn anything. I'm at a little weird angle, but lure hit the snake or whatever his name is to the side, and you get 500 points by getting him to fall off. There we go. So I don't. This might be crooked on the camera, but oh shit! I'm just gonna wait for him to come over. Whoa! I'm not paying attention. I kind of screwed up here. There we go. Wrong. Something like wrong way and something. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to go here. Obviously, I don't know the patterns or anything. Now, this guy, damn, I missed him. Probably shouldn't have left one all the way over there by itself. If I can get this green thing. Not needed. Alright, just got an extra man. changes. Not a big deal though. Should be able to finish this. Uh-oh. Alright. Level 2, gotta turn them twice. Oh, I got one all the way down there. Shit. Nice. I can't believe I made it. I'm focused now. I can't talk. Now I know there's people that can marathon this game, so I missed that thing. That will freeze the screen and make it a little bit. Oh, I died. I caught him. I don't know if you get points for that or not. Is there no, oh, there he is. I have a feeling I'm gonna die. Nice. Oh my gosh. I think, oh yeah, I might have just beat my high score. Ah! Oh gosh, you bastard. Ah! Nice. Let me see if I can get 30,000. I haven't been this high. Oh my god, I don't know what's going on here. I've never been to this level. That was it. I did it. There we go. So I don't know. That's my little video, I guess, of high scores and playing Q*bert. Again, I'm glad it's in the basement. I don't know why I waited so long to work on it, but well, actually I do know why, because I was thinking I was going to make it like really pretty and all that stuff, but better to have a working game probably, I guess, and just knock it out. Alright guys, that's it. Q*bert high score save, use 3.6 volt batteries is what I would say. I didn't change the capacitors at all, so